We are here today to judge the colonists' actions in America. Our first question on the table for today: were the British justified for colonizing the Americans? Let's first see the flashback.
Gentlemen, the Spaniards have a 100-year head start in this colonization business. I want to make another attempt at this after our failure in Roanoke.
Sir, we know that the Spanish already control land in the south of the New World, and French colonies in the far north.
So, where shall we settle down in our new colony?
Well, sir, we were looking at a long stretch of seaboard in between the Spanish and the French. Not too far north, but also not too far south. In addition, its location next to the Atlantic Ocean will make trade very easy for us and allow us to influence the global market more.
So what's the difference, gentlemen? Where should we settle Jamestown along this seaboard?
Well, we believe that we should settle in the southern regions of the seaboard. The Spanish, who have also settled in the south, have been extremely successful in finding gold and other valuables. We believe that settling more south would allow us to find that gold as well.
And what about the far north of this land?
Well, sir, it is far too cold and far too infertile to be able to set up a permanent colony. First off, there's no really other nearby towns for aid. Also, soil would be a huge problem that far north. There's a lack of soil in many places as the north is mountainous and rocky. Cash crops like cotton and tobacco, which we assessed to be very, very profitable, would not be able to grow as well, and we would lose money from that venture.
However, sir, I do know that the French have turned huge profits in the far north by hunting for fur.
I do agree, but I think the farming's the way to go. The soil further south is more fertile, the climate is a lot more tobacco friendly, as tobacco has an extremely long growing cycle, about 14 months.
Building on that, sir, with that long of a growing cycle, you would need a consistently warm climate year round, and the north just cannot provide this. The south is the way to go, sire.
So it's settled? The south then?
I do not believe that to be wise, sire. We have assessed that right in the middle of this land is heavily forested land that still has the potential of turning a profit. It still has a decently warm climate, and we can grow tobacco there, but it is far north enough that we would be mostly safe from many tropical diseases.
So why not settle right in the middle area? Not too far south and not too far north.
I guess that'll do, my king. That's our best option.
Okay, gentlemen, I think it's decided. I'll give you guys a charter to the land of Virginia. Get me a ship.
Prosecution of the British. You may speak first.
We believe that the British settlers are not justified in settling the New World. The British came to this land with no experience on how they would survive. Also, they did not even consider the local native population when they decided where to settle. This original decision is what brought about all of these future problems in the New World. This includes slavery, oppression of natives, religious wars, land conflicts, and more. This is just another stereotypical British imperialistic scenario where they think they can do whatever they want, and the people who suffered as a result of this decision are the real ones who are hurt, not the British.
Objection. The British were in a world where they did not want to fall behind the French and the Spanish, and their only option was to follow the trend of colonization. They needed to keep their grip on the world stage, and the New World was the way to do that. They also had a mishap in Roanoke, which they then learned from and built on. They also had a new plan for colonization, and made sure to think ahead so that the next colony would not fail. They had information on the soil, climate, and other various geographical features that would affect their colonies' way of life and main money-making methods. The colonists are totally justified in their colonization of the New World.
The jury has voted, and in a vote of 4-0, the colonists are justified for the colonization of America. Order in the court, order in the court. Now we must discuss whether or not the colonists were justified for allowing their citizens to participate in the government. Roll the clip.
Land ho! We've finally made it to the New World, lads!
Finally, we have reached Virginia. Now we can have religious freedom.
Why is it so cold? The details of Virginia talked about a warm climate.
There are rocks everywhere. I think we may have been blown off course.
Guys, what are we gonna do now?
Wait, we definitely aren't in Virginia. So does that mean we are outside of the boundaries of the charter rules set by the Virginia Company?
I think that you're onto something. That means that we don't really have to adhere to the rules of the charter.
I don't care. I think I might just abandon you guys. This whole situation is totally messed up.
Yeah, everyone. I'm really confused right now. Who will rule our society?
Listen, men. If we all disagree and leave each other, we are not going to survive.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I propose that we sign an agreement to collaborate in order to establish a successful colony. We'll call it the Mayflower Compact.
What will it do?
It will be an agreement where the signers must obey the government and legal system established in Plymouth Colony. It will also pledge our loyalty to the king.
Brilliant! It will prevent us from mutiny and discord. This will be the first form of self-government in the New World.
It's really cool. I will write it, as I have a university education.
Sailors, gather around. The Mayflower Compact is complete.
I have to say, after reading this, I'm definitely staying with you guys. This is amazing. It looks really familiar too.
Yep. That's because I took lots of inspiration from Britain's government structure when I wrote it.
Really? How?
Well, just like in Parliament, majority rules will decide many decisions. However, I've made a few adaptations actually. Just like us townsmen will be casting votes, since the people deserve to govern themselves.
Wow. Maybe we could even hold town meetings to decide such matters.
Good work, everyone. We've made quite the best of an uncertain situation. Now, I'd like everyone to sign their names below before we step on the land.
Ah, I'm so glad we're all on the same page.
Now that we've seen this clip, prosecution, you have the floor.
Absolutely not. Citizens should be told what to do, not given choices of who to vote for and what laws to pass. Not only that, but they're primarily subjects of the British king. The way colonists such as pilgrims modified the British government structure was unacceptable. They should have simply kept in place the monarchy system from back home.
Sir, these modifications represented improvements in government, not regressions. The lives of people in the colonies were greatly improved because of the introduction of individual rights into government ideas from England. Just take a look at how well the houses of burgesses looked out. Friends, I've come from England bearing news from the Virginia Company.
What may this news be? Ye have got us here on our time. This better be a good change.
Well, friends, the Virginia Company has voted to abolish martial law within their claimed charter grounds. As a result of this, they have drafted up the request to form a legislative body, known as the General Assembly.
What is the point of this body?
Me, my council, and you, and your fellow plantation owners, hold large power in this region. We will meet at least once a year here to decide on local laws and determine local taxation.
Wait, so will we be able to keep order on our own lands now?
Yes, we must now adapt to this new structure. However, we can do good things with this. With this new legislation, we can pass the laws we want and not be under the constant eye of the Virginia Company. Sounds good?
Who gets the vote in this General Assembly again?
Me, my council, and 22 other representatives from 11 of the most powerful Virginia plantations get a say.
Sounds alright to me.
Welcome to our meeting, gentlemen. I have a big proposal on the agenda, and I would like you to hear it. We have been running this assembly since 1619, and it has been 23 years of prosperity. But I believe it's time for a new beginning. I propose that we split the assembly into two bodies: the lower house of burgesses, which is democratically elected, and the higher council of state, which is appointed royally.
Okay, I see the idea here. With this new house, we can allow people the right to participatory government, and we can adapt and do more of what's good for the people.
I see the idea as well, and I say we put it through and establish this new House of Burgesses.
Yeah!
Yeah.
Everyone else agree here? It's decided then. The General Assembly is now split into two bodies, for the good of the people. As we can see, the peoples of Virginia's ability to govern themselves proved to be much more fruitful in their development than if they were governed by someone who didn't even live there, or gained the position through fate.
The jury will now take a vote. Should the colonists have allowed citizens to participate in new, modified British governments? The vote is 3-1 in favor of the colonists. Now we decide if the colonists were justified for their actions toward the Native Americans. We'll now view a clip to decide this.
Smell this Carolina air, Rupert. I have a feeling that today would be a nice day. It's sunny.
Sir, what shall we call our town?
I'm a self-centered, narcissistic Mangatville is the name. Wait, Rupert, what is that over there?
It seems to be some sort of bipedal animal.
Who are you people?
Ahoy! We are the British.
How did you get here, so-called British?
Do you not know of the British? Interesting. We come from a faraway landmass called Europe. We have crossed the sea to get here.
Interesting. I'm actually the chief of the local tribe, the Cortegana. I am a descendant from 500 years of chiefs.
500 years of chiefs, you say? We are here under the charter of an English nobleman. We have a mission to spread British influence and to make a profitable venture. Do you mind if we build some settlements on your land in order to start our venture? Greetings, Chief. It has come to our attention that we must spread our word with your people. We wish to spread the word of Christianity.
Sorry, sir, but we refuse to convert to Christianity. We are firm in our beliefs and in our gods.
I thought this would be a response. And we, Mangatville residents, have already come to a collective decision to use force.
Sir, we do not want war with British. You must understand that there is nothing we can do.
And you must understand that it is our duty to spread the word of our God. And if you do not submit willingly, we will forcefully convert you.
Please rethink this. This violence is not the answer.
There is no other way. Rupert!
Hmm?
Unfortunately, the natives refuse to convert to Christianity.
Ah, the perfect excuse to enslave them and capture their land.
Exactly. At nightfall, we enter the village and plunder it. We shall raid and capture every native of the Cortegana village.
Sounds like a plan, sir.
Raid the village! Woo! Yeah! Look, it's the Cortegana chief. I had high expectations for your people, but you have forced us to be violent.
Please, no!
The village chief is dead!
Sir Mangat, all the natives have been slaughtered. Not one of them was left alive.
Serves them right. Tell the lads to seize the land and gather the loot. We have decimated the Cortegana because of the defiance.
Prosecution, you may speak first.
Under the guise of conversion to Christianity, the colonists pretended to care for the natives. The truth couldn't be any further. Colonists clearly wanted them out for the land so that they could expand and prepared to do anything necessary to get rid of them and their culture.
Now let's not over-exaggerate here. Clearly, the colonists just wanted what's best for their good friends, the natives. I mean, they even offered them to convert them to Christianity, which they believed held eternal life.
That's the dumbest.
Order! The jury will make the final decision. Cast your votes. A unanimous 4-0 decision against the colonists has been reached. Let's continue out to the next topic. Our fifth question asks, were the colonists justified for Bacon's rebellion? See the footage. Pay us our debts. Pay us our debts.
What are you guys doing here?
I'm the leader of the Darug tribe, and you're in great debt to our tribe. We demand payment.
I have never owed you a thing. Get off my land.
Pay us or we'll pay ourselves.
Never.
Then you have brought this upon yourself.
You will regret this.
Oh, shoot. That dude wasn't a Doeg, was he?
You're darn right it wasn't. For we are Susquehannock, and we shall henceforth join forces with the Doeg. We must avenge the fallen.
Please, it was just a prank, bro.
You will regret this, you greedy destroyers.
Oh, nah. Governor William Berkeley, please help us. We need to defeat the Indians.
Sending an army against the natives will cause more war. We do not want to escalate this further. A defensive plan will be best.
No fair. Governor, you and your entire government only care about your money. You guys are all corrupt and do not care a single thought about us.
I'll do something about this. I'll distribute examples of the Virginian government being corrupt and using this printing press. Then all the colonists will fight back. I can even recruit slaves. I bet they hate the government too. Attention everyone! I promise to give you all freedom if you fight for us. Colonists against the corrupt governor.
Woo!
Yeah.
I've said it before, and I'll say it once again. This is our land, my friends. It will not stand for the corrupt governor's sympathy towards the Indian population.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They won't listen to us, so we will listen to them. We have had no say in this wretched government for too long. I say burn this worthless stump to the ground.
I must do something about these rebels. I shall build up our army.
Dang this typhus. I never got to take over Virginia.
It's over, infidels. Your rebellion has failed.
Yeah,
Come on, sir. Have mercy. We picky swear never to misbehave again.
Silence. Surrender now, or else. The colonists have rebelled and failed, but the threat of another rebellion is still here. We need to prevent this.
How do we do that, Governor?
Well, the indentured servants and the slaves were working together. We need to find a way to separate them. The whole reason this rebellion started was because the settlers didn't have a say in our government.
What are you getting at?
I propose that we give indentured servants more political and social freedom. After all, they aren't property, just indebted to the people who brought them here.
But what about labor shortages on plantations, sir?
Glad you mentioned it. Recently, I've heard news from traders that more Africans are being enslaved. As long as we are able to bring them to our colonies, it shouldn't be a problem.
Brilliant. Now all the white folk will have a say in government and won't want to burn down the system that they are an important part of. But wait, why are colonists also asking for full control over their wealth and trade? Should we allow this, sir?
Our mercantilist society is well enough as it is. Our society can only function if the government can intervene in these and make them correct.
Okay.
Defendants, your argument first.
Yes, of course they were. Sir William Berkeley was not defending the colonists or letting them continue to kill the Indians. They needed protection, and the governor was no help to them.
Actually, evidence shows that the colonists mostly just wanted to kill Indians for riches and land. They have been stalking tribes such as the Pamunicans and the Onechi, claiming that they had discovered the natives were planning a war. The fact was that these were friendly tribes, and the cries for protection were likely just an excuse for a coup to get rid of the unpopular Governor Berkeley.
Popular for a reason. He once attempted to kill Bacon with a duel, and even shouted insults to Bacon in the fields. He was a truly miserable man.
Regardless, yielding to the colonists' demands would have just caused more war and death. Why should the governor have supported the colonists' cruelty?
Jury, cast your votes. Attention! For the first time, the jury is hung at a 2-2 vote.
Happy with that. You see, my good fellows, the colonists' lives were in danger from the natives. Don't you get it? The least the government could have done was at least help them out.
Objection. Evidence shows that the governor was actually building forts for protection. However, many of the colonists refused to pay taxes. I rest my case.
I agree. I change my vote.
The final decision has been made. 3-1 in favor of the prosecution. Here, here. Now we will decide if the colonists were justified in their treatment of African slaves. Let's see what happened.
What a beautiful day in Charleston.
Ahoy! I've come to sell you all some amazing African slaves.
What? Why do I need one of those? I already have an indentured servant for that.
Well, what happens when their time as servants runs out? Your workforce will be non-existent. Don't you want workers on your plantation so that it keeps growing?
I do like money.
That's right, sir. And to supply African slaves will ensure you will never stop getting wealthier and wealthier.
That sounds amazing. Get me one of those so I can show the rest of Mangatville, and I'll come back for more later.
Of course, I have a slave for you right here.
Let me go. Nothing wrong.
Shut up, buddy. Here you
Thank
go, sir.
you.
Are we there yet?
Speak when spoken to, boy.
Ahoy, sir.
Look, guys, I got a new slave. Now we can get rich farming tobacco and cotton.
That's amazing.
Not cool. This is wrong, guys. This poor slave has rights too.
Why?
Just because he looks different than us doesn't mean he should be doing all this work for his entire life.
Look, bud, here's the scoop. Our indentured servants will be free before we know it. And we'll have nobody to run this plantation. Not only that, but the only reason you're making any money selling your tools is because tobacco and cotton workers are using them. And once I can get even more slaves, and we'll both get rich, since I'll be selling crops and you'll be selling me loads of tools for my growing workforce.
Well, what if I don't sell to you anymore, Sir Mangat?
Pipe down, Minnick. You have to make a living. You'll be back to sell me tools soon enough. Splendid! A new era of Mangatville has commenced!
Prosecution, what you got for me, fam?
I believe very little discussion is required for this. The practice of slavery was brutal and dehumanizing, and the slaves did nothing to deserve this terrible fate.
But sir, the practice of slavery had been going on for years.
But the colonists didn't have to continue. You see, the white upper-class colonists were clearly impacted positively by African slaves. They became extremely rich by exploiting sources such as cotton and tobacco to England, thanks to their hard work, developing their towns with better infrastructure, housing, and supplies. But the slaves got nothing in return. They were impacted by living miserable lives and spending their days in the hot sun. I rest my case.
The votes are in. The jury has unanimously decided, with a 4-0 vote, that the colonists were not justified.
Oh.
Finally, we will decide whether or not the colonists were justified for choosing capitalism over the mercantilist system. Let the footage bestowed upon us by our sources be blessed upon our eyes.
Ah, look at all this cash, Sir Mangat. We've never been richer.
Oh, but Rupert, there's always more money to be made. Where are we taking the biggest loss right now?
Well, sir, the navigation acts the British put on us years ago have been hindering the money we could be making from trading all our raw goods.
I concur. Now, if only there was a way to bypass the tax entirely.
Sir Mangat, we found a pirate trying to dock in our ports.
Take me to him. We'll make him a slave.
Sure thing, boss.
Why are you trading in our ports?
Well, sir, I thought this was Dillonville.
And why would it be okay to trade there? You aren't British. Most definitely not French either.
Look, what I do isn't glamorous. Here's the deal. While the British put taxes on your goody two-shoes legal trade, pirates like me and even traders from other countries get 100% of our profits, completely tax-free.
Interesting. Continue.
If you want, I can sell your products illegally in other places. You'll make more money because you'll pay no taxes. And you just have to pay me a small fee.
Consider the deal done. We let you free and you bring more profits to our ports.
Sounds good to me.
Hello, I heard that there was some illegal trade going on here, so I came to check.
Nope, no legal trade going on here.
Really? Because I caught a pirate with illegal goods off the coast who told me that he got them from your village.
Huh? He wouldn't sell like that.
Well, he would for a lifetime supply of rum.
Whatever. It's not my fault. The taxes that you British people are imposing on us are decreasing our profits massively. This is what we have to turn to just to even put food on the table.
Sure, whatever you say, buddy. It doesn't matter anyway. The British own the colonies, and under the economic system of mercantilism, the colonies should work to benefit the mother country.
I don't know about that. Free trade seems better to me, as we can maximize the amount of money that we are making through trading with other countries and not have so many government regulations.
Are you thick in the brain? You're living under mercantilism right now, so your economy benefits Great Britain, the mother country. I'm placing guards in your village to make sure there's no more illegal activity goes on.
What? You can't do that!
Yes, I can.
Defense. Speak your truth.
Look, here's the deal. The mercantile policies were unjust from the beginning. and were not giving the colonies their fair share of wealth. It's no wonder that these values conflicted in the New World, since colonists were likely sick of it.
Yes, but the way they went about applying these new ideas was completely wrong. From turning to pirates to refusing to buy British goods, merchants often took unjust actions to institute capitalism.
Both sides have made compelling arguments. Jury, cast your votes. The jury votes 3-1 against the colonists. This concludes our proceedings. Now the final tally of decisions in favor of the colonists amounts to 2 votes. However, the final tally of decisions against the colonists amounts to 4 votes.
No!
This means that the colonists have been found guilty for crimes against England, themselves, and the entirety of humanity.
3, 2, 1, fire!